Greetings and good evening tonight from the UK. Welcome to Romango's channel. We're going for some more retro games tonight. I say retro games, we're talking about PS1. That qualifies as retro, I guess. The fact that I can't quite entirely submit to that probably says more about my age than anything else. Planning to do some slightly more retro stuff in the future. Have a PC engine with a lot of really fun games and Super NES and a NES, but for now we're just sticking to PS1. I'll also do some more modern stuff, focusing a bit more on RPGs and things like that, but tonight we're gonna get started soon now with some gaming. I think the first one I want to have a play with, I've already, I've used to play it a lot, but it's been a while, and then I played it recently a little bit, and I remember there's some things that I don't entirely, I don't entirely agree with this game, but you can't deny the geek value of it, and that is Ghost in the Shell. So I've got, as before with the other games that you've seen, the Japanese version of it. Is this a Japanese version? Yeah, NTSCJ. It's funny because there's a lot of English on it. Even the manual has a lot of like English directions on how to play and things like that. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a go. So this game, it was one of the main games I had when I was saying yesterday that I used to have a comic book shop, and I used to sell games and things there, and this was one of the games that I used to keep playing most of the time. I think it's a game that impressed everyone, right? We're talking about days when Ghost in the Shell was out on VHS, not yet, quite yet in DVD, so you can get it on VHS, and it was quite a revolution, I think, at the time. Yeah, so we're gonna skip some of the intros and stuff because things get flagged for copyright and all of that, and it happened to one of the Full Metal Alchemist games that I was playing before. Just gonna leave a little bit of it, but basically we're playing the Major, and she's controlling Tachikoma, and we're fulfilling different missions. Right, so as I say, I've already played a bit, but I'm just gonna start from the beginning because this is the kind of game that, this is my personal opinion, you kind of have to get used to the controls a little bit, build up the muscle memory and all that. So we're gonna skip some of this, I'm sorry. We're just gonna get on with the game. Another time maybe I'll just put some sections, so I'm sure you can get the FMVs from. You get a bit of a briefing of the mission. So now I'll show you some of the things that I really like the game, but there's some things that I find a bit odd. Like, this is a game like a bit like Macro Zero. Okay, let's see if I can remember how to play this. Not like that. Okay, so shoulder buttons give you the sliding. Now this has gone back to is this the right mission? It doesn't look like it's the right mission. This looks like it's a later mission. Okay, let's have a look. I have a feeling that it's used my my save again and it's gone back to mission like mission 3 or something. Maybe I just pressed very quickly. So look. So you can, you have to load. Okay, so this is not load. No, that's fine. An assault. Okay. So the thing with this game is it's a bit like with Macro Zero. Sorry, not Macro Zero. Macro VFX. And some other Macros games that you'll see for around there. This thing of being able to tag enemies to shoot, to kind of like shoot missiles. So if you look at the, so I'm using the analog stick to change directions, and it's the same stick that I use for moving back and forth. And then this strafing is left to the shoulder buttons. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna. So I've got the shooting normal on the square, right? And then I can load, lock, and then I shoot the enemy like that. See? So you kind of like lock, and then when you let go, you sort of like shoot many enemies at once. Now this is the fun bit. You can do things like this. So you're basically using a tachikoma. It's not very hard. Like, I mean, the first couple of missions are fairly easy. Then it gets a bit. There's a couple of time-based missions that are a bit, just a bit unforgiving. Like you have to be pretty specific about how you follow the enemies. See, there was. It's not too hard, see? Anyways, we're following the map on the bottom right, and we're trying to find these key cards so that we can get on with the rest of the game. And there's these enemies which are humanoid, I guess. They still take missiles to kill. And see, there's a timer, so you can't just hold that indefinitely. You kind of have to lock it and let it go before it's kind of like times out. Hey Nixka, how you doing? Then you get some power-ups. The strafing is pretty sweet. I'm alright, bit tired, but felt like a bit of gaming. Right. Come on. Okay, so I think we have one more. And then these guys here are trapped. They can't do anything really. So you just kind of like lock them, shoot. I mean, this is like a bit of a tutorial level, right? It's not too hard. And then you get that is like a GPS, that coordinates, the directions, you know, it tells you which way to go. See, these guys take a lot. Right. Alright, see if I can remember how to do this. So this is the third kind of boss. Oh. See, it's not hugely difficult. The boss does do some other weird things that you have to be careful about, but generally that's about it really. Pretty straightforward. Drinking some vitamins. Right. Some weird artifact in there on the side. Okay, here we go. So this one requires a little bit more kind of like looking around corners kind of thing. It's just not just dashing in. There's like mines and a few cannons as well. Like around here, I think. So they're pretty hardcore, but they die quite quickly. And then there's these floating things. Easy. And you can see that the reticule kind of like marks however many rockets you need to take something down. Apart from obviously them hitting the wall, right? Right. Let's see if I can remember. I mean, the exit is that it's just that way, but I think there may be some stuff that we can get around here. So we got an extra grenade and an energy pack. So you got strafing, and then if you press both, you get an extra dash forward. Right, here we go. Night vision. Night vision enabled. I don't know, like, I don't think I ever got particularly far in this game, but I always wondered if kind of enemies got particularly harder later on, you know, because I mean the next boss is a bit harder, so I'm imagining that it does get progressively harder. Maximum shield energy. So all I'm doing is I'm holding square. That kind of loads up the reticule. It sort of like targets a few enemies, and then you just carry on. There isn't a lot more to it. You can pump the machine gun, but like that. But there's no need. And you get a little radar, so you get some idea of what's coming. That's about it. Right, let's see. So we have some drones here we need to be careful about, because they are pretty precise. You can kind of curve the kind of the missiles to go kind of the way you need it to go. But you streaming tonight, Nixka? You gonna carry on with Claire? Where was that guy? Tomorrow. In whatever the case is, this game is fun. I'll have to say that. It's just the shooting mechanics can be a bit basic. But it's similar to, as I say, to Macross VFX. You know, the Macross game where you have to like shoot enemies, and it's got that thing where you tag all the enemies and then you just shoot all your missiles around and they go and chase them. Very anime style. Right, let's see. Is there anything here? No. Is there anything on the other side? I think this may be the boss. Can't remember. No. Okay. Yeah, here we go. You never watch Macross? See, sometimes I go on pedantic mode and I say, oh, you should have watched this. I don't know. It was quite important. Oh, I need to get far away from him. So this guy has a flamethrower first that he's not using right now. And then he has those guns, and they kind of like attack forward. They kind of like run through the ground. And then there's this laser, which you just have to run in the opposite direction. Strafe in the opposite direction. So the gun is fairly easy to evade. You just need to be careful you're not so close that you're gonna get hit by the flamethrowers. The rest is fairly easy. And you don't get the laser right on your face, that's all. Oh, I forgot about this. Oh, and the energy down the water. I forgot about those two things. It's gone. Yeah, Macross was... we used to get it back in Argentina as Robotech. I think in America, in the West in general, it was known as Robotech. But Robotech was made up of like 4 different series, really. It's very weirdly stitched up. The original Macross was really nice. There's a film called Do You Remember Love, and that is probably one of my favorite old school films. And it's just hard to get other than in VHS these days. I'm thinking about seeing if I can get I think there's been some recent remasters in Japanese that I might try to get. But yeah, Robotech was interesting. It was actually made up of like Southern Cross, Robotech, Monspiada, and I can't remember what the other one was. Oh, this is time bombs. So in this one, you need to destroy all the targets, whilst obviously taking on these guys. And you need to make heavy use of the maps. Oh, we're running out of time. Ah, what am I doing? Come on, Motoko. Okay, extended. Proceed to the next area. Okay, where are the next ones? Oh no, that's not what I want to hit. Too slow. So this is where it starts getting a bit annoying, because it's all time missions now. And right, I think we're gonna leave it there with Ghost in the Shell. We're gonna go and play something else. But yeah, you get the idea. That was almost there. It's just a matter of hitting all the things in time. Like, you need to like kind of build yourself a path that you know you need to follow, because everything appears in the same place. I don't think there's any randomness on the game, so it's fairly easy for you to like build up a path that you're gonna follow always, and get faster and faster and faster and faster as you play it. So it's a fun game, but I feel like it probably, unless you're speed running it, it probably doesn't have a lot of replayability. But yeah, pretty good. Let's go with the next one. How long have we been playing? We're playing about 20 minutes, 24 minutes. I think that's good. I want to play something a little bit more story. I want to see how far we can get through some of these games without being stuck by my lack of a handle of the Japanese language. So we're gonna go with, we got Legend of Dragoon, we have Grand Stream Saga, we have Vagrant Story. I just yeah, I used to watch it a lot. We actually, when we had the comic book shop, we used to sell the OVA in VHS. We got the Firemen and Vandal Hearts, which is a strategy game. Now I have a feeling that Vandal Hearts is gonna be very heavy on the kanji, and it's gonna get me very stuck. And I think Vagrant Story, at least I know how to move around. And Legend of Dragoon I played a bit, and they look good. So I'm gonna have to make a quick. I think we're gonna go with Vagrant Story. I think is, if we're gonna go with classics, definitely to play with a Vagrant Story. The Vagrant Story, another Squaresoft game. Damn you, Squaresoft, taking all my monies back then, because these ones I've bought more recently. So, but yeah, I used to own all these games back in the day in English, and now I have them in Japanese, because I like to make it all harder for me. So this is Vagrant Story. It doesn't have much in terms of a box, but it's got the usual manual with all the different explanations. Very nice kind of illustrations. And yeah, it's kind of like it's an RPG, but it's got some it's got an interesting battle system in that it's not it's kind of like I'll show you in a moment, but I quite liked it. You have to do a lot of crafting to get your weapons, and then you have to know which weapons to use against which enemy. A bit like you do nowadays in Monster Hunter. So it's not the first time you got something like that. Let's watch the intro a little bit. Right. Here we go. Vagrant story. I wanted to check before we carry on. I don't have a save. I don't think I have a save game for this. Like I've played this a long time ago. In English, as I said, and I never actually finished it because this guy had this defect or whatever. I used to get to this place. I can't remember what it was. It was like a well or something like that you were meant to go down, and there would be like a lot of enemies or whatever. And it would just freeze. That's completely freeze. Not go anywhere else, and I never go through that. I don't know how far down the game I was, but so this is an opportunity to maybe finish it. Have the same handicap I had back then of playing it in a language I didn't understand entirely. So here we go. It's a little bit dark in the palette. I mean it's dark, but it's hey Killabri, hello. It's just generally dark. Why do I think this had voiceovers? Maybe I'm confused. How's it going, Bree? All good? How's your poetry? He goes. Well, that's better than nothing. Thinking about how could get his hair, something like that. He's got amazing hair. Those watching on YouTube, feel free to join the chat. The text is visible on the stream. So I can't remember the plot very well, but you're basically I think they refer to you as a risk breaker. So you have this skill that allows you to, during combat, go beyond the limits that are imposed by your body, and so you can attack and fight a lot more than you'd be able to. But you know, the other common people, I guess. You're an investigator, like a detective, I think, and you're like checking out something dodgy that's going on. Something dark side, you know. Okay, so here we go. That's what the circle button. And what it does is it opens up this targeting area. Obviously, this is battle mode, as you can see top right. We got risk 0, so our attack will do as much damage as they can do. And so we need to get an enemy within that sphere to be able to attack them. Like that. Right now, so we have a choice of where we're going to attack them. And based on where we're going to attack them is the chance that we're going to hurt them and how much damage we're going to make. So we have the right arm, the left arm, the head, the body, and the legs. And then depending on where we attack them is the effect that it's going to cost them. Like, you can actually harm them in different ways depending on how you attack. So I'm going to go for... see, body's an easy target. You get 100% of hit. But you won't get any additional effects as you would with the head, for instance. So we're going to go for the right arm. And I think at the time I don't have any special skills, so let's see. That's items. We don't need items. Status. See, here's the status of your different parts of your body, and depending on how that part of the body is whether you are fit for fighting or not. That's data, so we don't need that. Options. Okay. Quick. Manual. Quick manual. Okay, quick manual. Options. Data. Status. Now I can remember. Okay, and then you have elements as well that you need to, like, whenever you're equipping weapons, they will. Hey Basad, nice to see you. You'll see. Thanks for the hosting, guys. So you'll see, depending on the weapon you're using, how often you use it, against what you use it, you build up or reduce some of those status that you see there. So the physics, air, fire, just got so you got elements, but then you also have like types of damage: blowing, cutting, or impaling. So the piercing, blunt, and slashing, similar to Monster Hunter, I guess, in a way. Okay, and then what I'm looking for is, I can't remember how you do this. Ah, there it is. I found it. So you have a quick menu there that kind of calls your elements. Okay. Down. So Basad, do you know this game? You must do. I'm drinking from my trusty Street Fighter cup with the symbols of Furin Kazan. Oh, you've missed out then. Vagrant Story is an amazing game. Doda Mitsukata ka? I actually can't entirely remember the details of the plot, apart from him being a detective and being quite a skilled fighter, or well known, you know, agent. You can get this on the from the PlayStation store for the Vita, possibly for the PS3 as well. I think the graphics may be remastered a bit. I'm not sure. Oh, his name is Sydney. Sydney. I was thinking, was Shidoni? What does that mean? It's Sydney. That was his name. That's what happens. The good thing about a crossbow, I guess, is that you can tell when it's loaded. He's still alive. Right in the nipple. A falchion. You have such a variety of weapons in this game. Sort of crafting. You create the hilts, and you create the edges, and then you combine the hilts with the edges, and you make a sword. And then you can kind of like take, if you find two swords, you take the edges out of both, you combine them into a new edge, you get a new hilt, and then you got a completely new weapon. Right, so I can't remember how hard this gets, how quick. I think it gives you quite a lot of chance to grind, and there's some leveling up. And as I say, the more you use the weapon against an enemy, the more you grow its affinity. Right, where we do most damage in the body. You can see we have risk 0, risk 1 now. Go for the tail. That was quite easy. This is a game that has no as far as I can remember, there are no FMVs. The whole thing is constantly using the same models. So even when you get the FMV, you can see that it just continues. It just plays around the model, which I think is pretty impressive, because then there's really not that much loading in that sense. It kind of looks like the ending more than the start, right? Done. Right. The body is but a vessel for the soul, a puppet which bends to the soul's tyranny. And lo, the body is not eternal, for it must feed on the flesh of others, lest it return to the dust whence it came. Therefore must the soul deceive, despise, and murder men. That's what I always say. So, who's Guildenstern? I can't remember. I think Guildenstern was the guy that was with Sydney. I'm not translating much because I'm actually struggling a bit, to be honest. This isn't got so the VKP are the names of the knights, I think. Valencia, the Knights of Valencia or something. I can't remember. Risk Breakers. I think the place down the catacombs is called Leamonde. I think that was the name of that area. I think the name of the main character is Ash. Is it Ashley? Vagrant story. Ashley Riot. Leamonde is an old town with a history of over 2,000 years. Its walls have seen many battles. They are stronger than the mightiest forts of Valendia, and as the sun wheels through the sky, the beauty of their shifting colors surpasses that of any palace. The grand cathedral that towers over the town center is a symbol of Leamonde's indomitable spirit, and is the holy ground of the devout Iocos priesthood. At its height, Leamonde was a thriving community, more than 5,000 people strong. To 25 years ago, a great earthquake brought that chapter in the Leamonde's history to a close. So what you'll find is that the game has all sorts of different enemies. So you have undead, you have beasts, you have lizards, human. So they have different types of enemies. So when you take, say, the sword and you attack a lizard, you grow the affinity. According to the survivors of our committed agent Riot, headed out for Leamonde before noon. Of course, the reports are vague, and we cannot deny the possibility of inaccuracies. Yet, given that there is only one path to infiltrate Leamonde, this office believes the reports to be valid. Thanks for writing that in English. That's quite helpful. And so the more you attack a lizard, your sword becomes more, increases the affinity towards the lizards, and you do more damage to lizards, and then you do less damage to beasts, humans, and deads, and all of that. You kind of have to like figure out, right, I'm gonna use this weapon for lizards, and so you need to think, what is the best weapon for lizards? Maybe it's a spear, because you need piercing damage as well. So you kind of have to like mix those kind of things. So the beast probably is a sword, depending on the beast. Like for example, if you have bats, you maybe want to use a crossbow, and you basically carry all that weaponry on you. And then you have specific places like smithies where you can go in and build your stuff. And as usual, you start with like I can't remember the thing, is bronze, copper, bronze, silver, platinum, gold, Damascus. Damascus, I think, is one of the strongest, if I'm not mistaken. Kyotsukete, take care. See, I can read a few things sometimes. We sent men to monitor the abandoned mineshaft that leads to Leamonde. All were found dead. At the entrance another body was found, a knight of the Pope's Crimson Blade squad. Our men were murdered with swords, but the knight's wounds show he died by his own hand. At present we have taken the bodies into our custody, and our specialists are continuing the examination. It's got a very, dark air, like it's ominous, and it is obviously nowhere near as scary as the games you guys play, but you kids. Right. Okay, so this is now, we're in control, so we're using the analog. The left stick kind of allows you to look inside from your kind of eyesight. You can look up and down to the sides, but you can't move forward. You can climb up to things by just walking towards them. As I said, circle is your sword, and triangle is your status. And so here we go. So map. So we have a map that populates as we travel. Data status. See what I'm looking for that I can't remember. Okay, so here you go. When you press circle here, you actually can see what weapons you're wearing at the moment, right? So we have that, and we have a crossbow. So we can switch between one and the other. But the thing I'm actually looking for is there's a way to set. So these are all your items. You can see that you got room for all sorts of different weapons and stuff. What I'm looking for is there's a way to decide what your different skills are, and I think it's possible that I don't actually have any skills right now, so it won't let me do it. Let's assume that that's the case. Right, we're gonna play a little bit. We're gonna save it here. Save on. We're just gonna save on the second memory card. First one's running out of space. How's the sound? Can you hear the ambient kind of the groaning and the... I'll put the volume up a little bit in case you can't hear it. Right, so we need to be careful with chests because some chests will be poison, you know, booby traps. So here we have a number of items that we can pick up. Sounds good. Okay, so we're gonna get all of that. White bottom. Okay. So now we have new items. So we can switch now a weapon between. I can't remember what that is. So this is a gladius. I think that's called a gladius in English. Gladius. This is a short hilt. Also, this isn't an actual weapon. This is just a hilt. Yeah. So I think we just have parts right now. Okay. Ow. Okay. So as you can imagine, these enemies are easy, but it's not this easy all the time. Okay, so this game is very puzzly. So let's see, how was this? Okay, I think what you do is pick that up, pop it in there, climb up. See, that kind of thing. And the other thing you need to be careful of is that there will be booby traps on the floor and you can't see them. I think you need a skill to be able to see them. So it is pretty involved sometimes. Can you open it? You know, it's not possible. I think so. I think they're talking about a grimoire. So in this game, there's a lot of like magical things, like platforms and doors and things like that. And to be able to use them, operate them, I think you need a grimoire. Grimoire. Okay. You can see that now. That door is marked with a lock. That means that door is. Can open the door. was a trap that I don't think I've ever seen before, but it seems to actually heal you. So we're gonna remember what that is, because that's quite handy. I don't think I've ever come across that kind of trap. An actual good trap. Is that the power of the grimoire? So you can see the grimoire is making the block move. Hey you guys, can we go together? Right. It's a little bit scary sometimes. Ow! You can see that the more I attack, the more the risk increases. And I need to, the more risk you have, the more chances that you won't hit as strongly as you could. We'll get into risk later and see how risk works. And I know the combat seems a bit button smashy right now, but the reality is that once you progress in the game, what happens is you start being able to concatenate your attacks, and when you can do that, you can keep attacking after one within your turn. Right. So a little bit more, and then we'll try something else. I think there's another one I need to finish. I just don't know. I mean, I don't think this, because it's all very puzzle based. Apart from discovering all the secrets, I don't think you get that many hints in the dialogue, so it should be alright for me to complete this game without a lot of help from, without having to read too much. So we need to use the power of the grimoire, I think, to go into this thing here. So with the ominous. Ow. You can see that my body is no longer blue, and that it is now starting to get green. So the idea is to try to get out of range, to be able to attack, and then survive it, and then get out of range, attack again, and so on, at least until you get your special moves. Right. So where do we need to go now? Where is the exit? So the map marks the exit, so it should be fairly easy to find our way through. Right. That was a bad one. See, that is a bad trap. So we need to try to remember this. Now, while your weapon is sheathed, your risk decreases. If you get your weapon out, your risk stops decreasing, and you need your risk as low as possible. So you need to remember to always. But the problem is that then if your sword is sheathed, it takes an extra go, an extra press of the button for you to be ready for combat. I didn't do anything there, it was just luck. is a bit of a delay before I can attack them. See, my risk is at 4 now, so I need to be careful. Okay, now look at this. So this is another thing about the puzzle. So I can only climb 2 blocks high kind of setups. Yeah. So I had to destroy that one so I could now climb up. Hey, dude. Ow, he's so far. Night is gonna bow. Night is gonna bow. Okay, let's catch him in the air. See, this is what I like. This is quite silly, but I like this thing of kind of catching them in the air like that, and keep them kind of in the air. Come on. Alright, we need some healing soon. Items. Set up. Ah, there we go. QR the okay, so we got a bit more health. The other way I can do this is if I hold R1, no, Alt L2, and I press up, then I can go straight into the healing items. There's also items that reduces your risk. So if you're in a bit of a tight spot, you probably need to use an item and get your risk down to be able to carry on fight. See, this happens sometimes where the landscape changes slightly. I caught him this time before he got me. There's quite a lot of timing in this game. But I don't think he can jump. I don't think he can jump. Okay. I think you come here. There's nowhere to go through there. I think we're coming through the other side. That's why. Sometimes certain areas are completely inaccessible, and you have to reach those areas from a different place. You don't have to have a choice. Right. Now let's see. Okay. So we need to get this one. Not quite. I think we need to put it kind of. I probably need to use the diet. Oh, come on, dude. There we go. That's better. Okay, still not good enough. Pardon me. Okay, so what we need to do is come here, pick this one up. Can we do it? Let me think. How do we do this? Let me think. Okay. Oh, okay. Is that the way you do it? Maybe. I think we messed that one up. So what we're gonna do, this is what you can do when you mess something up. So you go through, you go back, and hey, it's been reset. Very helpful. Okay, so I think the way you do it is, oops, you pick this one up, put it there, and you can pick this one up, put it there. Where am I going with this? Maybe not. Okay. No. Alright. Let's look around a little bit first. So this should be fine here. Okay, nothing through there. Nothing through there. I can't remember. Maybe I can't do anything yet. That's the other thing, you know, sometimes you actually can't do anything until you unlock something else. Right, let's take a look around first before we give up so quickly. There's nothing else there. Is there another way to... Can you climb through here? No? Okay. I can't remember if you could... I think when you drop things, they drop exactly on the square. You can't just put something on the edge, you know. Ah, of course. I think the trick here that I've forgotten about is that he can jump. So all you need to do really is to just jump. So you can go up two blocks high, or 3 if you jump. Okay, forgot about that. I want to see if I can get quickly to the place where you can actually where you can start learning how to do wheel racing, because that's where the combat gets fun. Okay, so that's locked. And if I'm not wrong, we need to destroy one of these, so you can get this one. It's been a long time, yeah? Very long time. There we go. Ah, I forgot about this. I was like, why is there a counter there suddenly? You can't climb if you're wearing if you're carrying a sword. Okay, so I think this just prepares you for all the freaking timed traps that are in this game. There's a lot of timed things here. Where you have to like pull something on the other place, pull the other one. Here's where all the psychological stuff starts getting a bit weird. And here's where you know what's going on. There's a dark past to actually Riot. Papa? Oh wait. Right. Okay. I think same as before, we need to destroy one. Pick one up. And then climb up. I don't think there's anything here. Okay. Right, I think we're gonna leave it here for now. Let's just see what's in this chest. Grand Kjönström. I need to remember what these things mean. Let's have a very quick look on Google Translate. So that is Sturam. What's strum? Okay. Anyways, we'll figure that one out later. Then Kiwa Barb. Cure valve. Bulb. I think it's bulb, as in like a potato, like bulb, like a bulb, like a not a potato, but like the shape of a bulb. Okay, it's curing. It's like a cure pot. I think it's for healing. Yeah, HP 100 points, and then the other one is HP. I'm not sure. I don't remember. There's two types of heal. I can't remember what the difference is. Anyways, great game. Definitely need to play a bit more. Don't know if you liked it. It's a bit slow, but it's very climactic. A lot of I mean, I was I'm gonna say it's scary, but it's definitely has its moments. Especially if all you're used to seeing is 3D sprites like this. Alright, we're gonna have one last game. We've done quite a lot of streaming tonight. We're gonna have a go at something different. Yeah. Always save your game, kids. Right, if you guys are around, we have Vandal Hearts strategy game. Could be heavy on the kanji, so I might struggle with this one, but it's a beautiful strategy game. This is Vandal Hearts 2. We have the Fireman, which is a bit arcadey, button smashy. It's alright. It's good for 2-player. I think I prefer playing 2-player. Grand Stream Saga, one of the great PS1 RPGs. Or Legend of Dragoon, another great PS1 RPG. If there's any votes on what to play next, otherwise I might go with Grand Stream Saga because it's been a long time. So for Grand Stream Saga we have, let me know if you decided you want something else, but for Grand Stream Saga we have a Legend of Dragoon. Okay, cool. Let's do Legend of Dragoon. The Grand Stream Saga has stickers, and the stickers are not used. So happy about it. Except I'm not gonna use them, so what's the point? Anyways, let's get Legend of Dragoon. I've actually played a bit of Legend of Dragoon. I think it was very good. What I saw. So this is 4 discs. 4 discs. 4 discs. I guess there's no manual or anything. But let's do it. I can't remember very well. 4 discs. You know what other game has 4 discs, Nixka? A game that I might or might not finish. Need to find the strength to carry on. Oh, doesn't matter. I was just saying that there's another game that has 4 discs. And I might or might not finish it. I need to find the motivation to do it. I don't know if beating you is enough of a motivation. I mean, I am competitive, but so Basad, do you know Legend of Dragoon then? Is that why you were asking for that? You just came back from space. Yeah, I still haven't just gone to space. We're talking about Final Fantasy VIII if anyone else is wondering what it is that we're talking about. We have a bit of a competition with Nixka where we're trying to see who finishes first. I've already beaten her at Final Fantasy 1, so we're now going for Final Fantasy 8. Right, let's see. I can't remember a lot. I'll probably remember as we play. I'm not gonna continue, I'm gonna start a new game. It's not that the music is annoying, it's like, come on, when FF1 came out, any music was better than no music. Nice music, I think. I think it's a certain cinematic quality to it. Who is this woman? He's smiling under that gum. I think he says that this is wrong. This is not personal. And they're looking for someone. Yes, I don't remember seeing that, but it's probably because the demo might have taken you a bit farther forward. You know how demos are, they try to show you a bit of the good stuff. Alright. We're getting to the point where we've played most of the games in my collection that I'm willing to play through. So we're probably getting to the point where we need to say, okay, I need to start choosing something that we're going to go through the whole of it. Possibly do a bit of a short list. Definitely do Musashi Den, because Musashi Den, I was discussing it with a friend today. It's a solid game, it's a fun game. I was saying the other day that games nowadays don't have the lengthy intros that you have nowadays, and then I started playing Monster Hunter and I was like, right, can I just skip this and play? Obviously not as long as Final Fantasy intros have historically been, but still a bit annoying. how this works? I can't remember. Comes. You can't win them all. Now you said wings. I wonder if you are meaning Panzer Dragoon. Although Panzer Dragoon is a Saturn game, so I don't know if Panzer Dragoon was ever released on the PS1. I don't think so. Panzer Dragoon is the one where you sort of like fly on the back of a dragon and you're shooting. It's like a bit like a 3D shooter, reminiscent of, I guess, of Star Fox. But yeah. Okay, so I think they're attacking his town. Or he thinks he's worried about his town, so he's gonna make a run for it. I know, Topo. That guy. I have Panzer Dragoon as well. When I play that someday. Okay, triangle for status. Oh, so this game has support for the Pocket Station. The Pocket Station is a little device that you can plug into the memory card slot, and when you take it out, you can download a game into it, and then you can take it out, you can sort of play on it. It's like a little pocket game. Now I have one. The battery is atrocious. Like, it will not last a day. At least in my experience. It's truly atrocious. I don't see how you could like ever use it for a period of time. Yeah, combat. I will give it a combat. I might call it a day. We'll see how we feel. It's getting late. Right. How was this work? Okay, so the usual attack, guard items. We're gonna attack this guy. This game has this thing where once you attack, you've got a chance to do extra damage if you time it right. You go critical. And I think, like right now if you look at it, I'm only getting a circle. But I think as you play the game later, I think that was the question. As you progress, you'll have different kind of combinations. So instead of circle, it'll be triangle and so on and so forth. So we got a healing potion, a bit of money and some experience. So yeah, it's a good game. I think the combat is exciting. Datto, what's his name? This is the usual story of, hey, I went out in the woods, in the meantime someone came and destroyed my town, now I will take revenge. But maybe I shouldn't have left in the first instance. What an idiot. Or maybe I will be dead. I don't know. Anyways. So he's dead, we're gonna just check his pockets. I don't know. Check again. Okay, there's nothing through there. There's a guy on the floor, just checking the box as well. The chest. Okay. Ah, don't go. We need to save first. Too quick. Too quick. Come back, come back, come back. What are you doing? Just give up and let's go and save. He's alive. That voice. Is that Dato? His name is Buros. As in, whether he's related to Maribos. Usually not. Okay. I'm sorry, but I have to save the game. Let me save the game. Right. Oh no. Uh-oh. This is where I die. Without saving. Where did I now? That woman. Is that the name of the woman? Caroline. Ow. Alright. Yes. Okay. Take out attack one minion first, we should have enough energy to... Come on, that. Should have enough energy to then heal. Getting a bit close. Let's not risk it. $15. Oh, they can attack now. Okay. One. Let's take out the minions first, in case they heal the boss. And he gets away again. Nice. So that is 6 damage. Let's hope that's the most damage he can do. Come on, that was spot on. That was super spot on. Okay. And I'm gonna risk it now because we're in 12. Let's do it. Now let me save. What is that? Volcano what? I should have read that. It must have been a skill, maybe. Okay, so we took a girl, we need to go and rescue her, and so on and so forth. Don't go that way. Don't go that way. Oh, okay, go. Right. Then we're gonna save now. It's gonna be it for today. I might actually, in the next stream, I might actually play a bit more of this because I haven't given it. I don't think I've given it justice, I guess. Before we do, so that's items. What is this? That's the equipment, I guess. Additional. Volcano. Volcano. I don't know what this is. Extra spells or something? I wonder how you use them. Okay, that's good. That's good enough. We'll see what Volcano is next time, I think. So you can see that I played this already a little bit. I actually had not fought. I had not fought those guys. I think I just saved in the previous screen and that was it. Yeah, you see we had a bit more time. Level 2. Alrighty. That's pretty much it for today. I guess some rest. Thank you all for showing up. Thanks for the host. Let me know if there's anything that you've seen so far that you'd like to see, any of the games I've shown you that you'd like to check out. Next time we'll probably do a bit more of this. We'll probably go with Grand Stream Saga next time. And we'll risk it with Vandal Hearts. Note that I haven't got Shin Megami Tensei here or Persona because like I was not in the right frame of mind for that kind of undertaking. But definitely next time we can have a go at Persona and become a bit more awake. I'm just worried that that's going to be a pretty obstacle ridden game for me to get through without my knowledge of the language being a bit higher. So yeah, thank you very much, and let me drop me a line if there's anything you want to see, if you got any feedback, and I'll see you soon.